What a struggle. For the past few weeks or so, I've been having issues with the clutch on my motorcycle, and around the 5th or 6th day, I believe, of me practicing wheelies, quote unquote practice, I figured that there must be something wrong with my clutch, because every time I rev it up to like 12,000, 13,000 RPMs, for whatever reason, it's not lifting up. Man, it's like I'm back at square one. And I kept attributing that issue to like maybe there's dust on the road or on the ground that I'm practicing on, like, oh, the tire must not be catching grip, or maybe my wheel isn't warm enough. I don't know. I just didn't know. I think a part of me knew that there was probably something wrong with my clutch, but I didn't want to accept it until I got frustrated enough to talk to my mechanic and tell him that, hey man, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with my clutch. Fast forward a few hours later, I literally went by that same day and got the bike checked out. He was like, I won't really know for sure until you show me like a clutch up, until I really hear it. And so we did. I revved it up like really high and nothing was happening, And then he was like, yeah, I hear it. I hear that it's slipping, and it sucked. Fast forward to today, or at least fast forward to a few days ago, I had my clutch replaced, and I went the budget route because I am broke. I don't have that much money, unfortunately. And by budget route, I meant we only replaced like 3 clutch plates, and my mechanic said you might be able to get away with it. So it was a little bit of a gamble. We replaced the 3 clutch plates that were most damaged or weared, and then the following day, I tried it out. At first, I was a little bit scared because, well, it's been a while since I've ever really brought my bike up to a decent height. So I was taking it slow. But then, as I kept increasing the revs, it's still not doing what I wanted to do. When you've practiced something just enough, it doesn't have to be a lot, but just enough, you get to a point where you'll have good enough intuition to understand that it's not doing what you're wanting to do, and that's the exact feeling I was getting. I was like, this still doesn't feel right. I know I'm not revving it as high right now, but usually around this RPM, like 7,000, it should lift up easy, and it shouldn't be dropping down instantly either, because that's what it felt like. As the time passed by, I kept increasing the RPMs to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, it didn't fix the problem. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. I'm starting to have second thoughts about even pursuing stunting because it's expensive. It's a very expensive hobby. And not to mention, the risks are very great. You could easily mess up and have some kind of permanent injury, or even if you recover from an injury, it might not be the same. Like for me, what I'm scared about the most is breaking a bone or something, or even just having a fracture. It's terrible, but I mean, it's fun. There's something about stunting that brings a lot of joy, and you won't really understand it until you try it yourself, and that's what I wanted to do. This decision that I made took months of thinking about, just the money that goes into it and then the risk. A part of me just didn't want to stay as a motorcycle rider. A part of me also wanted to be good at it, whether it be through track riding, which was obviously out of the question. I don't have money like that. Or stunt riding. Stunt riding, I think, is a bit more feasible because you don't have to have some kind of track membership or constantly pay for track days and stuff like that. And maintenance on track riding is crazy too. So stunt riding it is. And plus, come on, I have a 2003 Kawasaki Ninja CX-6R. It's like fate. It's literally like fate. Like, come on. You have such an amazing bike for stunting, a very coveted bike in the stunting community. Why wouldn't you want to stunt this bike? And that's what I wanted to do, because I have this attitude that, like, if you're gonna do something, at least have some kind of skill to go with it. at least be a bit good at it, right? I don't know, like I felt like I could have been happy with just writing, but I guess it's just an ego thing or a self-esteem thing. When you meet other people and they ask you, oh, you ride too, you kind of want to tell them like, yeah, I ride, and I could ride pretty well. Either that's stunting or track riding, right? Or other disciplines, maybe motocross if that's your thing. That's what I wanted, and sometimes, again, like I have second thoughts, because it's like you don't need to be good at something. As long as you enjoy it and have fun and you're safe about it and whatever, then it doesn't matter if you're not as amazing as this other guy that you met. Being in college and having to focus on my studies and wanting to stunt at the same time, it's hard. I know a lot of people would say like, well, just get a job. And I would. It's just, I personally, and here's the thing, like I admire people who have a job and go to college and manage everything else in their life, because that is very admirable, and that's something that I have a hard time doing. But for me, I just personally place more importance on relationships, family, my mental health, and obviously school. So having a job is a bit tough. Even if it's a part-time one, I wouldn't be able to see my girlfriend as much, and she lives like an hour away from me. It's difficult if I were to have a job, right? I wouldn't be able to manage all these things. And motorcycle riding, stunt riding, oof, that one is really hard. But sadly, stunt riding is the only hobby I have that requires a lot of money, especially when you're learning. Like my mechanic told me that, hey, you're gonna go through a lot of clutch plates or clutches until you get the timing down. And damn, I didn't even know that my timing is off. How could I, right? You're practically teaching yourself, and then also I haven't even put that many days or hours into it yet, and that's the struggle. Trying to balance all this, and even worse is not having money. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I've been so discouraged, and at times I wish that I just sold the 03 ZX6R, right, to someone that probably could have put better use into it, or at least someone with money. That's the issue. But I'm not gonna give up. I mean, can't turn back now. I already made my decision, so we're just gonna keep it pushing. And another thing is that I just don't want this channel to be about motorcycles. I know all the videos I've made so far is about motorcycles and stunting, but I really just want this to be self-improvement. I would love to have a community where people really start pursuing things that they've been wanting to do. I feel like there's no better feeling than that when someone is saying that, hey, because of you, I started giving it a go. Like, that's great. And I've already had a few comments somewhere along those lines of, yeah, I love watching you progress, because then I can, progress too, I guess. It's like I'm progressing with someone. Once I get all this stuff situated, there'll be more videos to come. Very sorry for the lack of content, but it's tough. I guess that's another thing I forgot to say. This right here, this channel is also a hobby, right? It's also an interest that I have to keep up with. I don't think people really understand how much time it consumes of recording, getting the footage, downloading it from your camera, which takes a while sometimes, and then editing, which takes the most amount of your time, especially when you're trying to improve every time. And that's what I'm trying to do, even though it might not look like it. It's tough. I try to be creative, but maybe I should just keep it simple. Thank you for all the support so far. I really appreciate all of you that comments under my videos. It makes me happy. It makes me feel seen. That it makes me feel like people are resonating with the videos that I make. And I hope I continue to get that support. But yeah, until next time, I'll see y'all later.